got to be up at the front now. You've got to sit in the first 20 positions here. You've got not to think about touching your brakes. You touch your brakes at a moment like this and you go sliding down the backfield. There you can see Thor Hushoff in the jersey. He's right at the front end of the main field, just over to the side on the inside of that corner. But still, they've got control at the front end of the pack.
He was tucked in on the left-hand side. He went around that corner there. But look now, as the peloton strings out of these corners, forget the guys in the last half. They're never going to get to the front again. The speed is simply too high now. Look at the length of the peloton. These are anxious moments. The flick of the left arm there from Sorensen. That means come on through. Keep it going. There's a chance.
Well, one man has sneaked across the gap. Just peeping in there, you can see the red and black jersey of Karsten Kroon. He saw the danger of this move, but it's panic in the group behind. They're all over the road trying to get across the gap, and it's actually starting to stretch out for the three leaders to 18 seconds.
This is incredible. Throw a blanket over them. They're all working to the limit of their ability here, and there isn't some fresh food coming through to the front in that peloton. These boys could steal the show from the sprinters. 18 seconds. We're going up again. 8.6 kilometers left to ride. Remember, when we get through this time, it will be the bell. And Liquigas have also come to the front now.
Well, I noticed Tony Martin there, the HTC rider in the breakaway, kept looking over his shoulder. He's trying to ascertain what he needs to do, and I think if he feels that they're about to get caught, he will drop off the back of that group that he's with, and then he'll become an integral part of the chase for HTC Columbia to try and nail back the three leaders, Sorensen, Kroon and Knies.
Down we go to visit the metro just for a few seconds as we bounce back out into the highway here. Left turn now underneath the Ferris wheel, a left and a right. You'll hear the bell, the last lap of this year's Tour de France, and they haven't got them back yet. Are they going to spoil the party here for the sprinters? Mark Cavendish would like to see some more strength at the front. There's the Norwegians, every one of those flags for Thor Hushoff, who won the green jersey last year and is a very fast finisher.
Everybody now in the Rue de Rivoli. The three riders that are leading this race have a 5-second advantage over 8 chasers, which keep splitting up and going back together again. In fact, I don't think it's 8 anymore. There's a couple of guys coming across. It's 15 seconds to the main field.
Well, we're going to hear the bell with what's left of the breakaway for sure, but can they survive that nasty little drag up to the Arc de Triomphe? That's the question now, because these boys also, because they're chasing so hard, they're having to work out also their tactics in the sprint, and they might be a little bit confused right now. There's the speed of the peloton as they speed past the Hotel Crillon now. That's the left turn. Next time around, this will be the crucial right turn when they will try to... This is where Cavendish was taken off the front by Mark Renshaw 1 year ago, and they went to 1-2 on the stage. But there's no Renshaw this time, disqualified on stage 11.
Well, I tell you what, though, although Renshaw's not here, Phil, I'll bet you he's watching this at home on television, because this is the home of the sprinters. Every sprinter wants to hear that bell. Every sprinter wants to be in Paris. Every sprinter wants to win on the Champs-Élysées. There are no longer 8 riders left in that gap. We're down to the 3 leaders, 2 chasers and the main field.
Well, 17 seconds, 25, 21, 17, and now it's 15 seconds as we go out on our last lap. Sipsoff goes through the face of Lance Armstrong. The last time we'll see Armstrong in the Tour de France, looking concentrated. I wonder what he's thinking. He's won the Tour de France right here 7 times straight. Today, he says his farewells from 23rd position in the overall.
Well, the 2 men in the middle have now been wiped away, and the gap has come down to 6 seconds. And when you see guys looking across their shoulders like that, you know, all the firepower is starting to disappear. They're zigzagging left and right. The main field have done their job once again. They've got the breakaway into their sights, and very shortly before they take the left-hand bend at the top of the Champs-Élysées, it'll be, as they say in Italian, Gruppo Compacto.
6.2 kilometers to go. The team of Lampre, the team of Alessandro Petacchi, who suffered through the Alps and suffered through the Pyrenees for one reason: to be the champion of the green jersey competition for the sprinters. And if he wins this, he'll be one of the 4 elite riders in the world who can claim the green jersey in Italy, in France and in Spain, the 3 Grand Tours. Knies is wiped out last, as he's now all part of the peloton again at 6 kilometers to go.
The thing to do now, though, for all of the teams of the sprinters is not to panic. They have to keep control. You can see Lampre at the front. There's no real line of HTC Columbia, getting a little bit swamped in the middle there is Pataki. Look at that. Every time he sees that there's a gate opening in front of him, he comes straight through it. He's looking for the wheel, he's looking for the lead out, but they've got to keep control. There's a nice move organised on the right-hand side of the peloton there. They're starting to get themselves to the front, and that, of course, is Team BMC.
The team HTC Columbia of Cavendish, who got 3 men at the front, and Pataki was all at sea for a moment. He'd lost complete control of his team. He didn't know where they'd gone. He's just about gone onto the back wheel of them now. There he is in green, but also the boys in black there, because that's his Edvald Boysen-Hagen who's up there now for Team Sky. Can they go out on a high with a stage win?
5 kilometres is a long way to go to make a lead out. Mark Cavendish, for me, is too far forward at the moment. Look at the battle behind him. Everybody's looking for the wheel of Mark Cavendish, but now he might get some respite because Lampre are coming up, and these are the guys who are going to try and be the lead out train for Alessandro Pataki. He's 4th there. He's got 3 riders in front of him, but another move coming forward.
He was 4th.
He was, but it's moving all the time. I just thought I saw scuttling up the outside Bernie Eisel looking to get himself in front of Mark Cavendish.
Eisel has got him up to Mark Cavendish, but it's Michael Rogers who's setting the pace, the Australia member of the team. There is the man who is now within 4.5 kilometres of becoming the Tour de France champion. He's just worried about keeping out of trouble. Once we tick through 3 kilometres to go, if anybody has an accident, it doesn't matter. They'll be given the time of the day. They will still finish in the same position they started the day in.
Mickey Rogers just swung off the front there for HTC Columbia and Australia. His job done for the afternoon. Tony Martins right at the front end of the main field. Again, we're looking here, Phil, at the big lead out for Team Sky. Lance Armstrong, the last 4 kilometres of the Tour de France for him.
Armstrong again, 4 kilometres to go as he says farewell to the Tour de France. We're coming off the Champs-Élysées, swinging across the Place de la Concorde as we swing down the bottom end to the right. On the left is the finishing line on the way back. The teams are desperate, but I'm wondering if HTC Columbia are getting themselves a little bit out of position again here.
Well, they've lost the firepower, but the organisation now is Sky. They're trying to get their man Eddie Bosenhagen right up there. There are people starting to move that last-minute attack. This man, how calm and collected is he? To be a sprinter, you have to have nerves of steel. That was Pataki riding, Phil, on the shoulder of Mark Cavendish.
Well, this is you can see on the face of Pataki, he's still being very alert, but he's also getting very dangerous now for the riders, and you can lose position at the blink of an eyelid here. Out and around the back on the Place de la Concorde, down to the side of the Seine, back underground and out again, and it's all over.
Well, it's all a question now of remaining calm, waiting for the right moment to make the move, hoping you've got the teammates up alongside you to get you into the final corner of the Champs-Élysées in the right position. If you go around the corner on the Champs-Élysées in 10th, your chance of winning the stage has gone right out of the window.
Pataki in the centre, but just off to the left of our picture now is Edvald Boysen-Hagen. He's right in front, in fact, of Geraint Thomas, and there he is off to the left, and behind Geraint Thomas is Mark Cavendish, and there's no HTC boys around him now. We've got an attack, Sylvain Chavanel or Barredo?
It's Barredo. He has attacked so many times in the Tour. He's looked for victory, and all this does is create a bit of confusion for the sprinters, but not for Team Sky. They are practicing to become the lead-out train for their man Eddie Bosenhagen. All the sprinters are right up there now, Phil. You can see right at the front end of the main field, Pataki needs to finish inside of the top 6 places. If he doesn't and Cavendish wins the stage, then Cavendish is going to get himself the points jersey.
It is going to be a big end for the riders in the green jersey, but is it going to be a big end for Mark Cavendish or for Team Sky? They've got control of the front, but they had this when they came into Bordeaux. I said at the time it was an eclipse with the black jerseys on the front. There's only 2 of them there now, and one of them's got to win. This is where the race can be won, on this straight, as they go into the last kilometre.
Lancaster's up there looking for his man, and there's the big lead out now. There you can see the riders from Cervelo Test Team are trying to sort out their man from Norway. Inside of a kilometre to go. Thor Hushovd is right up there. He's got to get himself into the top 3, Phil, if he wants to win the green jersey again as he did last year.
Julian Dean is being moved up on the right for Garmin Transitions now. Everybody wants an in on the last stage of the Tour de France. Hushovd is tucked in off to the left. You can't quite see him, and it looks as though they're taking command. Now we can see Hushovd as well. This is going to be the flick as they cross the Concorde.
Right now into the final 2 bends, a left-hand sweeper followed by the right-hand sweeper into the Champs-Élysées, and that's when you've got to be in 2nd or 3rd position. Everybody's right up there.